Hi, movie recap here. Today I am going to explain a film called Black Snake Moan. Watch out and take care. A young couple makes passionate love, after which Ronnie packs up his girlfriend. Ray asks him not to go, but the guy needs to leave for deployment at the same time. The elderly pastor Lazarus, who has quit his job at the church, decides to have a talk with his wife. Coming to a cafe, he tries to contain his anger towards his beloved, but she wants to leave the town with another man and says that she doesn't love him anymore. Angered, he asks her to pray, and then Rose leaves the cafe. Ronnie has packed up and is about to leave for the army. His friend has offered to help him. The guy says goodbye to Ray, gives her his watch, gets in the car and leaves. The girl runs after him, but falls down and feels that she is experiencing some kind of withdrawal. Pains for some cash. Ray makes love to a drug dealer named Taryn. After spending time with the nympho, he takes her downtown and drops her off. A cheesy dressed girl attracts the attention of the townspeople. Some men flirt with her. Deciding to take up farming, Lazarus gets behind a tractor wheel and cultivates his farm. Noticing his wife's rose bed, he destroys the fence and crushes the flowers. In the evening, the man goes to a nearby cafe to drink some beer. Lazarus' brother comes into the bar and tries to talk to him. The former pastor cannot forgive his relative for taking his wife away from him, breaking the bottle. Lazarus attacks his brother and threatens him, after which he smashes the bottle glass near his brother's head, injuring his own hand. At the party, Ray is having fun with her buddies and notices Ronnie's friend. She thinks that he is spying on her, but he explains that he, like her boyfriend, does not care about her fate. Getting angry, she buys illegal substances, takes them, and passes out. After recovering, she plays football. One of the guys throws the girl down on the grass and makes love to her. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Ronnie's friend offered to take Ree home, but instead stopped in the woods and decided to rape the girl. She said that his Johnson was too short. The guy beats Ree up in anger and thinks that he has killed her. He throws the girl out through an open car door and leaves. Lazarus gets drunk on his own and takes out his guitar to play his favorite blues. Deciding to get rid of his ex-wife stuff, he throws her things out into the street. In the morning, the pastor picks up bags of clothes and takes them to the dumpsters. Looking around, he notices an unconscious girl. She turns out to be alive but badly beaten up, so Lazarus takes Ree to his place. She has a fever, so he gets into his car, drives to the nearest drugstore, and buys the medicine required to help her. In the building nearby, he finds Tyrone and asks him about the girl. The drug dealer tells him that Ray is an info and a junkie who has been sleeping around with the whole town, and that she often comes to him to get illegal substances, offering her body in return. Coming back home, Lazarus finds the girl lying on the floor. Coming round, Ray kisses the pastor and seriously scares him. Running out, Lazarus reads a prayer and decides to help the girl and steer her onto the right path. In the evening, Ray gets delirious and tries to run away from the house, but the man catches her and brings her back to his home. In order to heal Ray, Lazarus decides to use the chain. A few days later, Ree comes to her senses and finally gets to know the man who saved her life. The girl has no money to pay for the treatment and she wants to come back home. Getting up from the couch, Ray notices a chain locked over her belly. The girl asks the man to release her and is ready to make love to the former pastor. He does not want it, and he is not going to let Ree go because he wants her to better herself and mend her ways. Considering Lazarus to be a psychomaniac, the girl pushes him away and runs out into the street screaming for help. She tries to break the chain but fails. Lazarus tells her that he is going to do anything to help her and drags the girl inside by the chain. Coming to terms with the situation, Ray gives in to Lazarus and his demands. In the evening, he walks the girl on a chain. When back home, he treats her wounds with a healing ointment. The grateful girl again tries to persuade the man to coitus so that he might let her go, but he decides to go to sleep. In the morning, Lazarus goes to town to buy the girl a pair of dresses and thank the pharmacist for the medications. A teenage boy comes to the man's house to help him take care of the farm. Lincoln calls him, but no one answers. Ray struggles to contain herself and keeps quiet, clutching the pipe to which she is chained. The guy hears some strange sounds and thinks that something is wrong with the farmer coming in. Lincoln sees Ray sitting on a chain. She takes off her t-shirt and attacks the boy. Returning home, Lazarus comes in and sees Lincoln there doing dirty things to Ray. The man kicks him out. Another pastor comes around to help Lazarus, but he refuses to talk to him. He points a rifle at him but can't shoot. His childhood friend Lazarus opens the door and reveals topless Ray sitting on a chain. The pastor thinks the old man went nuts But the farmer explains everything then. The preacher decides to talk to Ree so that the girl can open up her soul and find the meaning of life. Ronnie comes back to town and goes to a bar where he meets his best friend. He does not know anything about Ree's fate and has not seen her for a long time. Ronnie worries about the missing girl and is even more upset about his discharge from the army. He has stomach problems and during the shoutouts he becomes sick. The officers considered it to happen because of fear, so Ronnie was sent home. Ray, Lazarus, Lincoln and the pastor cook meals together and eat. After praying, the girl tries to obey her teachers, tries to cut down on swearing and puts on a decent dress for the first time. At the same time, Ronnie comes home but does not find Ree there. He is worried, but his best friend suggests that he forget about the easy girl and start looking for a job. Ronnie can't forget about her. His friend decides to upset Ronnie and tells him that Ray, the very next day after his departure, was having intercourse with everyone in sight. Ronnie gets angry, lashes out at his friend, beats him up and kicks him out of the house. Then he takes his car keys and leaves. After a couple of shots, Lazarus realizes that everyone has their own life and only they can decide how to live it. He unlocks Ray's chains and sets her free. The girl is not ready to leave the house and wants to stay, asking for one thing only: she wants him to play the blues for her. Playing the guitar, he talks about his relationship with his ex-wife and her abortion, which he could not ever forgive. After that, Lazarus performs the song Black Snake Moan, throwing out all the pain and suffering with the lyrics. Next morning, Lazarus brings Ray downtown so she can go to the supermarket. Inside the store, the girl meets her mother and tries to talk to her. She pushes her daughter away and then Ree tells her that her immoral lifestyle is exactly her mother's fault. Ree's stepfather tortured and mustered her when she was little. Sandy did not protect her daughter, letting her husband take advantage of a defenseless child. Angry mother says she regrets giving birth to Ree instead of having an abortion. Grabbing him up, Ray hits her and pushes her to the floor. At the same time, Lazarus is talking with a pharmacist he likes but notices that something is going on in the supermarket and hurries there. Finding Ray grabbed by the mall security, he asks them to let her go and takes her back to his home. In the evening, they decide to relax and go to a local club. Here the man drinks a little and sets up a concert so that the girl can get distracted and forget about her problems. Ronnie sees everything what is going on in the bar. In the morning, Lazarus is waking up by the sounds of the girl trying to play his guitar, but she is bad at it. He takes the guitar and decides to play along with the girl. Ronnie breaks into Lazarus' house, sneaks up on him from behind and hits the man with a gun. He believes that Ray is sleeping with the former pastor like with everyone else and does not want to listen to her. Lazarus starts provoking Ronnie to shoot, but the guy doesn't have the guts for it. He lowers the gun and cries. Ree calms her boyfriend down while Lazarus calls the pastor and tells him to come quick. Ronnie and Ray repent before the man of God and talk about the reasons for their actions. They sincerely love each other, and only the support of the second half helps them keep living on. After expressing their true feelings, Ray and Ronnie realize that they want to get married. Lincoln becomes the best man and pharmacist Angela helps prepare the bride for the wedding. Lazarus walks right down the aisle and the newlyweds get into the car and leave for their honeymoon. On the highway, Ronnie gets sick and he stops on the side of the road. Ray is overwhelmed with memories of their wild life. Hugging, they comfort each other, and that's it. Share your opinions about the movie in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. To the